Okay, welcome back to It Pays to Save, where we're going to show you some smart, simple, successful strategies for finding financial freedom. This step is a spreadsheet step in the spreadsheet series, and today we're going to discuss the Paycheck Calculator. This one takes a little bit of time, so we're going to jump right in. So we're going back to our master spreadsheet, and we are just going to start typing. I'm going to explain as we go, but some of it I'm going to have to explain a little bit later. So we're just going to start one line down, maybe one line over. So we're just going to type in the word paycheck and rollover. And then we're going to list the essential costs of your monthly expenses. For example, mortgage or rent, electric, gas, car insurance, your cable or internet, maybe a car payment, and a credit card payment. Now this scenario, we're going to assume that you get paid twice a month. So we're going to have to split up some of these payments to your second paycheck of the month. Before we get there, I'm just going to make some space here. And to make sure these letters and words fit into the column, I'm going to right click on the header of the column and go to column width. And the column width for this, we're going to make 20. Enter. And while we're up here, we're going to make this column width 12. We're going to make the next three 9. We're going to go back to 20 and 12. And just so we know where we're working, we are going to left click on this, drag it over to the sizing we just created, and we're going to come down a little bit. We're going to go up here and go to all borders. So this is what we're going to be working on today. Now, like I said, some of your payments are going to have to be split to your second paycheck of the month. So we're going to go over to this column. We're going to go back up 2 and type in paycheck again and rollover. And for this example, we're just going to do HOA fees or condo fees, your homeowner's insurance, gas, property tax, your cell phone plans, maybe you have another car payment, and maybe you have another credit card. Now everyone's situation is going to be different. So you might have more payments to make on a monthly basis, so we're going to leave a lot of these blank. But for this example, I think if we leave 5 or 6 blank, that's fine. So I'm just going to left click on this, drag these down, and I'm going to take this border out. I'm going to just grab a couple here on the bottom to create that bottom line. So let's work with this. So for this example, we're going to go with a $1,500 paycheck. And while we're here, we want to left click on this column, then right click while it's highlighted, format the cells to currency, 2 decimal points, and the dollar symbol. And we're going to do the same over here. Left click, then right click once it's highlighted, format cell, currency, $2. While we're in the top of this spreadsheet, we're just going to write the word cost. I'll explain it all later. Budget and actual. I'm just going to grab those, left click, highlight them, and center them up. So we're going to work from the top down. For rollover, that would be what you have left over, hopefully, from your previous paycheck. So for this example, we're just going to put $50 on both. And then we're going to do some math. We're going to go down to the bottom. Left click to highlight it, and we're going to go to our keyboard and hit the equal sign. We're going to go back up, click on your paycheck, the plus symbol on your keyboard, then click on the rollover and click on the minus. Then we're going to work our way down, and these are all going to be minus. Minus, 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 and so on. Get to the last one, do not click minus, hit enter. So we're going to do the same thing for week number 2. So this cell will equal your paycheck plus your rollover minus all your expenses. Just work your way down and enter. I'm just going to type in a date here, January 7. And this paycheck would be January 21. We'll center those up. And I just realized I didn't leave enough room for the title. So I'm just going to grab all of this, right click, cut, and bring it down. And your math is still going to hold. While we're here, so I don't forget, we'll call this our Paycheck Calculator. So now you're going to plug in all your payments that you have to make every month from your paycheck. So for this example, let's say our mortgage is $650, our electric bill is $80, our gas is $35. Now this is fuel to get back and forth from work. These are all the things you need in order to survive. We'll get into the food and the budget and the fun over here, but these are what you need to go earn your money and live in your home. Your car payment or your car insurance is $125. Your cable and internet is $80. Your car payment for this example is $100, and your minimum credit card payment is $50. We'll go over to the second week really quickly, and your condo fee or your homeowners association fee is $200. Your insurance is $125 a month. Your gas back and forth from work is $35. Your property tax is $225. Your cell phone plan about $110. Your car payment on your second car is $175, and you have $50 on the second credit card payment. So this is what you're left with each month for your food and your fun and supplies and so forth. So that brings us to the center, and I'm just going to write week 1, and we're going to go with dinner, groceries, supplies, this is toiletries, cleaning products, etc., lunches, and activities. We're going to go to week 2, and let's just say takeout on the second week if there's any money left over, groceries, supplies again, lunches, and activities. And you'll see these will change quite a bit as you move forward. I'm going to bold the weeks so we can see them. And while I'm bolding, we'll bold some of the other information. So we're going to have to budget some of these costs to see how much we have to spend each month. So let's just say we do want to treat ourselves to going out to dinner, and we're going to spend $80. Now that we're talking about dollars again, we want to highlight all that by clicking on the left, dragging it around to wherever you need it. Then right click, format the cell to currency, and go back up. Let's say we spend $70 on groceries, $50 on cleaning products, toiletries, etc., $25 on lunches, and $40 on activities. We spend some money on takeout the second week, some groceries, supplies, lunches, and activities. So that's what we're budgeting, but it might not be actual. But for this example, we're going to plug in the actual and we're going to assume we stayed on budget. So then we're going to highlight this cell, and this is going to equal all of those expenses. And we're going to work our way down even though there's nothing in those cells. We'll do the same here. There is an auto sum, but I just like doing it this way. And then what we're going to do is go over here, and we're going to call this cell the subtotal. And that number is going to equal what you actually spent. Same for week 2, equals what you actually spent. We can bold all of this and call this a balance. And that's pretty much it. I'm going to make this font a little bit bigger because this is the most important one. And that's your paycheck calculator. So you can see that if you stay on budget by the time your second paycheck hits. However, on your second week, you have more money. So you're going to have to spend a lot of time on this. You're going to have to spend a lot of time on your budget for your incidentals, your food, and your groceries. These costs are pretty much fixed other than the credit card and the car payments. That'll all be discussed in drowning in debt. So hopefully those will drop down to 0. But you're going to have to spend a lot of time plugging in all your numbers and maybe moving one payment from one column to another. For instance, if we take car payment number 1, and move it over to this column to pay it on the second week, and we delete it from the first week, you'll see that you end up pretty much even every week. And that means you'll have $95 more to spend on groceries, takeout, lunches, etc. So that is a very, very quick paycheck calculator. I know there's a lot going on here, but you can pick up a blank on pays2save.com. In the meantime, let's just clean this up a little bit. And maybe center these up. And that's your month. If you get paid twice a month. If you get paid once a month, you would only need half of this. If you get paid every week, then you'll just have to duplicate this. Speaking of duplicating, you're going to have to do this on a monthly basis. So what you want to do is left click on the top left corner, drag it down, let go, right click, copy it, give a couple spaces, paste it, scroll down, a couple spaces, paste it, scroll down, and this will be your February and your March. Paycheck 1, paycheck 2. And this will copy all the way down until you get to December. This is a great example if your paycheck is the same every 2 weeks. If it's not, you're going to have to make adjustments. Maybe you don't go out to dinner. Either way, you want to make sure you don't drop down to 0. If you do have extra money, then I would suggest making extra payments to the credit card, which of course we're going to discuss in drowning in debt. Just a little cleanup here, and we're good to go. Now this is just all fine and dandy if you stay on budget, and hopefully you will, but when you get back from your dinner, you want to plug in the actual money you spent when you get back from grocery shopping. You want to plug in your actual receipts, and you'll see your number reflected down here on the bottom. What I do is when I know this is a real number, I use a different color as the font. So these two are done, let's say, and that goes for your bills that you pay on payday as well. So if your paycheck is $1,500, once it's deposited, I turn that to a blue font. If your rollover is exactly $50 or $49, what have you, I change that to a blue font, and these are all real numbers now. Once I pay the mortgage, I change it. Once I pay electric, I change it. Once I fill up the tank, I change it. And once I pay the car insurance, and once I actually pay the cable bill. So these are all taken care of, and these are all still in the works. But changing the font color is a good way to know that the bills are paid and that they are actual numbers, which will result in your ever-changing balance, which should match to the penny your bank account balance. That's really all there is to it. We may revisit this from time to time, and it is going to be an ever-changing spreadsheet. Your January might not look like your February, and every month you might need to make adjustments, but those adjustments are going to be beneficial in the long run because you'll learn from each one. I think that does it for the Paycheck Calculator. We can move on to the next step. Again, visit at paystosave.com. There'll be some blank spreadsheets. Should make it a little easier for you. All you have to do is fill in the blanks. That's the Paycheck Calculator. Okay, coming up next, step number 11, ways to save. Please remember to like and subscribe to this channel and visit at paystosave.com where you can pick up the workbooks and ebooks that go along with the program, customizable spreadsheets, the newly released and updated content, exclusive content, some limited time offers, and even some freebies. Again, that's at paystosave.com where you can find everything you need for this program in one place.